What's up? It is Sunday, September the 29th, 2013. And this is Eric checking in. Eric the Conqueror. Facebook.com/Eric the Conqueror or YouTube.com/user/The Sandman047. And I'm just getting home right now. Had a bit of a, long day. Well, not a long day, but it's hectic because sorry about that. I had to do some chin-ups right now, and I make it a habit to bang some out every time I'm down here. And so it's been a hectic day because my brother just left for Alberta. He's working in the seismic field. It's they drill holes and put in sensors into the ground to predict earthquakes, as well as take samples of the soil to collect information. I'm pretty sure I'll get into more details about that. And it's just been it's been a crazy day. It's just been a crazy week. Recently started drafting and getting into that, and just a lot of things happening at once. It's just I remember talking about this September change of seasons, and just life right now has just gone we were at a curve before, and it was think of the odometer. Think about when you're approaching a curve. You kind of got to slow down for a bit. You got to brake, but then as you're coming out of the curve, you start hitting the gas. That's what's happening right now. So it's just it feels pretty epic. I mean, I remember I was talking about yielding to your emotions and all this fun stuff. And one thing I've always had a problem with is getting into music, and I was able to do that today just because of everything happening, and I think sometimes I'm too grounded. It's just, as neurotic as I am, sometimes I just am too grounded, and I come across as being cold because I don't know how to portray my emotions. So whenever I do get a chance to actually, I'm not saying I don't, I express myself a lot, but when I get the chance to actually feel my emotions and sort of lose control in a controlled manner, does that make any sense? It's kind of it's overwhelming in such I remember saying this, after I feel sadness or depression or something of that nature, or sorrow, it's followed by a period of mania, and vice versa. And I think that's just there's a lot of reasons that could be, and one the scientific reason I can think of is when you're happy, your body starts producing the opposite, because it wants to your body always wants to stay sort of level, and the same is true when you take, for example, if you take artificial steroids. If you inject yourself with steroids for a while, your levels will be up, and then they'll sort of dip because your body's turning off its production. So that's not the case with all steroids. But anyways, I'm getting out of the topic. The topic was that was about the human body and how it likes to stay the same and level off. So think about all the chemicals that are getting released in your body when you're depressed, or on the flip side, when you're happy. So to combat that effect, your body starts producing the opposite effect chemicals with the opposite end, or your either that or your receptors for the certain chemicals get saturated. And then once they're saturated, they might for the first analogy, let's go with for the first situation, let's go with that your body produces the anti-happiness or anti-depression chemicals in your brain. So, and then when your happiness does end, the production for the sorrow is still up, and that's why you feel a little bit of sorrowness after an intense bout of mania or happiness. And the exact opposite is also true. If you're going through a long bout of depression, when you come out of it, it's borderline mania. And at least that's what I think. And the alternative thinking for me of that is, if the chemicals aren't getting produced, maybe the receptors are getting saturated and they're burning out. So their your dopamine receptors are not able to process and use all the dopamine that they're receiving, and then the receptors get zapped. So whatever the depression chemical is, that's coursing through you, and those receptors are still working normal because they're at a normal rate. Give me a second. So yeah, and yeah, as I was saying, I jammed out earlier, and like I think I'd be even good at karaoke if I could get into the feeling that I am. Like it doesn't happen all the time, but once in a while, once in a blue moon, I feel like singing along to the music, and I will just get into it. And today I nailed a couple. I nailed "Stairway to Heaven." I nailed I think it's "Dying" by 50 Cent, and "Santa Monica" by whoever, and I had a list here somewhere. I just sang them. I can't believe I forgot already. And it was pretty cool. Like I got pretty into it, and I think it's from I remember playing Rock Band as a kid, and I used to get and Two Glocks and Reunited. Two Glocks is by Tupac, and Reunited is by Wu-Tang. So that is that. Everybody Dying. That was the second song. Anyways, who cares about what it was? Yeah. So I feel pretty fucking good right now, and it's Sunday night. It's all right. I'm just hungry right now. I need to eat and nourish myself for the following winter to come. Yeah, that's all. I just wanted to get a couple things out and just put them out there. And I don't know. Anybody else have any? Is this as fun as this is? This would be a lot more interesting if I had somebody to fight, like debate me, tell me, like I don't know. I guess this is my outcry for you people to start like responding and actually making videos. I don't know. Not even that. Just express yourselves. That is the message for today. I do this weird thing where I bow to the. It's probably from doing taekwondo and martial arts as a child, but it's like once in a while. Well, actually, I still do the patterns. Like I do pumseis and patterns, and they're pretty fun. Like once you learn a movement and it gets integrated, you can pull it up, like just from your memory, and it's amazing. The more you do it, the more you remember, and it's actually also fun to improvise and kind of and just get into the moment. Like it essentially is it's like a dance essentially. It's an interpretive dance, I believe. So I don't know. Yeah, all fighting and dancing is kind of just like fighting is dancing. Anything can be what's the word I'm looking for? But I think fighting and dancing and like just everything is an analogy for everything else. So like think about when you get into an argument or something. That's sort of like a dance, and in a dance, there's a leader and a follower, and sometimes they fight against each other for dominance. And that happens when you're fighting. That happens when you're actually having an argument. That happens when you're even just like talking to somebody, or that happens with you. That goes through your mind on a regular basis. It happens daily, and like daily there's a dance for like yin versus yang, and your ego versus your soul, or soul I believe it's called, ego versus your spirit, whatever you want to call it. And it's just that's what I use. And ego is everything down here, and then your soul is what's really like on another level of righteousness even. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. My video's done now, and I'm winding down, leveling off. I'm gonna try to draw some stuff now in AutoCAD. If anybody has any tips, please send them in. Email me. Dollywall123, or actually.